Yes, everybody. Rush the West End Network. Hope you're all safe and well. Still, my headphones on. Graham Potter has just finished his press conference ahead of the Tottenham game on Sunday, and it's possibly the first ever press conference I've been to, I've heard, where we never knew any team news. No team news was mentioned at all. Que? Quoi? Um, it was all about, you know, sort of coming to the end of the season, and obviously a lot of fallout from last weekend. So, in terms of last weekend, he was asked how he was, and he goes, I'm better than I'm better than I was. It would be surprising. It would be surprising if I wasn't upset after how Saturday was. It's after accepting that and then moving forward. Whenever you come in like we did, we look at the situation at the time, and you know that it's going to be challenging. You can see how competitive the league is when you combine everything. I never thought it would be an easy challenge, but it's a fantastic challenge. And that was sort of the theme, asked about challenging and, the challenges of this. Did he realise it was much of a challenge when he took the job? Was it more challenging than the Chelsea job? And he basically said it's hard to compare the two. Wherever I am, the feeling is internally is the same, and you want to do well for everyone. We've got the desire to do better, and we feel that. I'm happy to be myself and to take the challenge as best we can. And he was sort of saying that, saying about the fans, and the fans deserve something. They've been through a lot. We need to give them something to be happy about, and that was totally it. And then obviously asked about the squad and their response. He goes, they're human beings as well, so they've been low and disappointed, but at the same time they've been good at how they've been picking themselves up and being together. We've got a big squad, but they've shown togetherness. We're competitive, he loves that phrase, and we want to win, so we can acknowledge the feelings we have, and now we need to show a response in terms of the team spirit. They're human. They feel it's not like we're walking around celebrating every day. There's nothing to celebrate. We know we're in a bad moment results wise, and I think the players have been honest, frustrated, and disappointed and frustrated, which I think is good. And they realise we have to stick together. I mean, he's saying all the same words. Obviously, coming to the end of the season, what do we need? What's his plan for the rest of the season? We need points and wins, which goes against what we were saying last week. How sometimes look beyond points. Now he says we need points. So maybe there's been a discussion internally about what we need to do by the end of the season. We've done some things right, but not enough. It's hard now to talk too positively, but we just need a front-footed performance that shows who we are. Very true. With Spurs next, he goes, they've had a tough season, injuries and other things, and this league's nothing forgiven. Have done well in Europe, and we'll be looking to finish and they'll be looking to finish the job in the Europa League. The next game is the most important to me, and then you add on the fact it's the derby. I feel for the supporters, and we want to try and give them something back. That's all we want. That is literally all we want. We want something back from a very disappointing season, Mr. Potter. We can talk and talk, but we need to show it. And that is the one line. You can talk all you want. It talks a good game, but we need to show it on the pitch. You can talk a good game, but let's see the good game on the pitch. And then the only bit of team news was about Somerville. Obviously, he had his operation. I asked about the complications of it. He goes, it's been a complicated one with him, and we're working towards pre-season depending on how things go. Weeks of pre-season. We've been led to believe it will be more likely to be mid-August that he comes back, which wouldn't be pre-season, but beginning of the season. So yeah, strange one, really. Literally nothing about the team news. That might come out in the embargoed one potentially, but no one asked about team news. I've dubbed it El Crapico, and I think other people have dubbed it El Crapico again. And it really is. It seems that it's two poor sides in the Premier League playing each other. We did the stat attack earlier on today. You could see in the form guide it wasn't great. But what is great is our friends over at the Academy of Football, Darren Blewett, as well. Lovely guys as well, and they've just put up a really good interview with Tracy Tombides. Obviously, we're part of DT38 ambassadors, proud to be ambassadors. So I said I'll give it a plug. And Kevin's sent me a little WhatsApp. If anyone is around the sort of the Essex area tomorrow, they have their sort of launch party. It's going to be at 5 o'clock onwards, and it's going to be at the White Hart? The White Hart in Morton in Essex. I think Anton Ferdinand's going to be there about 6:30 live DJ. He's told me it's a family evening. It's a family event. So Mr. Budden, Mrs. Budden and Little Budden might be popping along there as well. So not only will you see Anton Ferdinand, you may see a lesser spotted Russell Budden in the wild. But anyway, I'm going to finish with the little video that Kev sent over about the Tom Beaters and interview. And as you said, go and check out the Academy of Football. We'll put a link in the description so you can watch the full interview. Take care. Bye-bye.
While I'm quite a strong woman, I can't handle bad news. I can't deal with it, and my blood pressure drops. I'm laying on the floor listening to what's going on because otherwise I'll drop to the floor. I can't handle bad news. And so it was gut-wrenching to think you're dealing with testicular cancer and know nothing about it. He took everything in his stride. He knew that he was. He wanted to be a footballer. He didn't want to be a cancer patient, and that was his focus.
Because he made his debut for West Ham in that time as well. When I was there, I saw Dylan make his debut, and when he was on the touchline, there was a real sense of togetherness in the stadium because we all know what Dylan was going through, and I think there wasn't a dry eye in the house for one, and secondly, there wasn't one bum on a seat. Everyone stood up and gave him a round of applause when he came on.
Jim, Taylor and I all grieving on totally different planes. I was coping through it. I was the strength through it. Taylor was not understanding it, and Jim was not coping with it. And so my focus turned to Taylor.
I'm going to be totally honest with you. I've been really looking forward to seeing you today. But there was a small part of me that was like, I've got to sit down with Tracy and I've got to look her in the eyes and she's got to talk to me about her son that she's lost. And for me, that is my worst nightmare, for that to happen to me, one of my children.
My message is, you guys, you spend enough time with your hands down your pants anyhow. So while you're down there, find out what's normal. So when it's not normal, to go off and insist on an ultrasound. That's my message.